Do 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 do. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Zolyin podcast where we talk about books, brains, and blockchains. Let me fix that real quick, actually. We're not doing Sunbeam. We talking about Katana. Oh, no Katana. I don't know what happened there. I got rugged. It's okay. That's fine. We'll work with that. What happened to my Katana thing up there? Oh, it's okay. I got a lot to talk about today. Okay, listen. Today we're gonna talk about an elephant in the room. Okay, something that happened that was interesting, and it's interesting, but it has a little caveat to it. Okay, Japan lifted their restrictions. Okay, they lifted all the restrictions. They lifted some of their restrictions for their travel. Okay, so last 2 years, three at this point, but last 2 years they have been, on lockdown mode. They weren't accepting people, right? And so they were very restrictive on who could come in, who could go out. Uh, Only a select few, okay? The few, all right? Not the normies like you and me. You and me wanted to go? Nah, it's not gonna work out. It's gonna have to be, you have to be someone special, okay? You gotta be a PewDiePie or some other celebrity or Illuminati. I didn't say that, but you know what I mean. Shout out to Shinzo Abe. That's terrible. I'll take it back. Retracted. Okay. Welcome back to my new show. Retracted. Probably shouldn't have said retracted either. Look. Listen. There is a reason why they opened the thing. Okay. You have to understand. Every culture like Japan, very methodical. They're very methodical people. Okay. They didn't just open the gates and they were like, come on in. No. Look. There's a reason why they did it, okay? It's an underlying reason. I'm gonna tell you so you have the overline, which is, restrictions are lifted. Yay, normies, go ahead and lap it all up. Oh, wonderful Japan. I'm gonna tell you the underlying reason why they did it, okay? The elephant in the basement, not in the room. But first, I'll tell you why they shut it down in the first place, okay? So Japan has a lot of old people, okay? It's a very old, heavy culture, okay? It's top heavy. It's not bottom heavy, okay? Not too many kids there, okay? It's a very grown up, old people kind of oriented culture. They have a birth problem, which is why it's top heavy or bottom heavy, however you want to put it. I say top heavy because they go into heaven. I'm sorry. That's disrespectful. I take it all back. I retract it. It's all retracted. Look, because of that, they were taking big precautions, so they didn't want to have the problem of all their elderly exiting the building early, prematurely, however you want to put it. They wanted them to live as long as they could until they naturally died. Okay, that shouldn't have said naturally died. You see, this is turning darker than I expected. They're trying to preserve their ancient peoples. See, this sounds terrible. No matter how many places I put it, they're trying to be respectful of their elderly. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna say. Good. I'm doing good so far, guys. So far, so good. Look, they're also trying to make sure that that it doesn't spread even more than it already has in their culture. So in their communities, it actually, because they're so close together, they're stacked up top of each other. Okay, Akira style. Okay, Neo Tokyo style. Okay, cyberpunk style. They're all grouped up together. It makes the virus spread a lot more quicker, right? Viruses spread much quicker when people are together, closer together, okay, in closed spaces. There's a percentage ratio, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but actually it's something to the effect of 30% of the nation is just got the majority of the people in it, right? So they are just all like just sandwiched together, right, in those prefectures. And so as a result of that, you know, that's where you have that problem where they're like, oh, what are we gonna do to prevent this from like getting even worse? So they're trying to like do all these different types of restrictions, being more strict about, and that's just the way they are anyways as a culture. They're much more strict and rules heavy about everything, and they have like a methodology behind everything. You could say I just take the trash out. They're like, I have a trash can going to B location, and then they have a methodical path of how to get there, right? And so that's the kind of people they are. For better or for worse, there's a lot of good things about it. There's a lot of bad things about it. It's pretty balanced in that way, very Zen like. But where this all falls apart, right? With this with Katana, was spreading. I probably shouldn't have said virus. I probably did say virus. It is what it is. I didn't say virus. YouTube. That was a joke. Okay, we're joking. What happened as a result of this Katana cutting through everybody, cutting through. As a result of this happening and them trying to take all these restrictions and everything, their businesses took a huge hit. Their economy took a big dump. I mean, it is absolutely unprecedented how badly their economy has been doing. It like tourism is a huge. And I don't mean to. I don't listen. I am not overstating this. Okay, this is absolutely the truth. When I looked into the numbers, I was like, excuse me, how much money? Yeah, a vast amount of money. Okay, the huge industry is tourism into Japan. I mean, I know a lot of you who already like, watch anime, who like play video games, weebs, nerds, whatever. You guys already well known. That's not news to you. But a lot of normies don't know that Japan is like freaking a massive like money maker when it comes to, it's like Las Vegas. It's like a big money maker when it comes to like people coming in, right? More people come in than come out, if that makes sense. A lot of more people like they fall in love with the country, then they want to extend their visa indefinitely. That's something that happens. So as a result of this economy taking a huge hit and a lot of people getting sent back home, um, uh, they had this cascading problem, to the point where finally it caused other problems. Okay, so a couple of years ago, for example, in 2011, going back to 2011, there was a power grid issue because of the weather that they had experienced, the climate issues that they were experiencing. There was a flood, there were typhoons, and then earthquakes, and that killed their power grid, right? And they never really came back. They've only put bandages on the issue. And so this power grid issue stacked with the economy issue created this massive inflation problem in Japan that nobody's talking about. Very few people are talking about this. I actually had to research a lot to find this out. Various sources. This is actually really scary. Now, again, I'm not saying Japan is doomed or whatever. That's not what this is. It's a lot more nuanced than that. It's a lot more gray than that. What I'm trying to say to you is, remember how we were having our 2019 printing like it was a non-issue because the economy had all these things going for it and everything, and then it was a bubble. It was a bubble, and that if something were to happen to stop businesses having income, right, coming in, cash flow coming in from all the sorts of different locations, then we would have a big, we would have a economic crisis, a bigger economic crisis, right? That's what Japan is going through right now. They're like at the 2019 situation right now, where there's these two issues stacking, and if there's one more thing that happens, it could all fall apart. So as a result, they open the economy. They open up you see what I said there? A little Freudian slip. They open up all the restrictions, okay? They said, come on in. Not all the restrictions. There's a bunch of things you got to do to come in. I'll put a link in the description for like another video basically breaking it down. It's very simple. It's not that, you do have to take a test, a PCR test, and get negative results pretty quickly before your trip. So I would say make sure that you have that. You don't need to have the you don't need to get waxed. This is what I'm trying to say. Okay, you don't need to go and get some candlesticks and put them in your system. You don't need to do that. So that's good news for a lot of you, a lot of people out there, most people out there. Let me see what else is there on my notes. I got a lot to say. This is absolutely funny to me because you have this tour guide group problem. Okay, now you may ask yourself, what does this have to do with anything? It is the bridge between everything. If you decide to go, you're gonna have to fight this tour group drama, okay? Because Japan wants everybody to come in this tour guide through a tour group, okay? And that's something a lot of Asians do. A lot of Chinese people come in as tourists and they go in these tour group things. It's a cultural thing. They like to get together and they go on a schedule. And then on day one, you do this. On hour two, on day one, you do this. And then day three, you do all this. And it's all scheduled, okay? But, but a big but, okay? But you are at their mercy and they're very strict about their schedule. So that's the downside. Okay, so if you want to do your own thing and be independent and go over there, you're gonna have to battle. You're gonna have to find a way to get in the country and not have, because they will guide you. Make no mistake, there are gonna be some gatekeepers that will try to like persuade you to take the tour group when you go over there. It's not even about registering for the ticket, it's about once you go there. So you have to worry about that. Then you're at immigration's mercy and all that drama. So be careful about that. Be aware of that. Another thing you have to be aware of with this tour guide group problem is the reason why they're doing this is to save money. They're trying to save money on tourists. They're trying to get all these tourists together so they can go and do all this stuff and they can already know in general where to allocate funds for electricity, for the power grid. That's how bad it is. They are behind the scenes allocating funds for the power grid. They have a huge power grid issue. Now, I don't know if this is everywhere in Japan. I doubt it. I doubt that that's happening everywhere. But I do believe it is happening in the big areas like Kyoto. I know that's happening over there. There is some rumors that it's happening in Osaka. I don't know if that's true. I've only heard rumors. And then some people have said it's been happening to them in Tokyo. So there's that too. Now, if that's the broke side, the more what do you call it, less affluent side area, I don't know. I guess it depends on what you consider not affluent. So there might there might be a classist thing going on there. I'm not trying to say anything. I'm just let you decide for yourself what is that mean. Okay, what is happening there, and do your own research, of course. Oh, as always. Now the power grid problem is so bad that I've heard from a very reliable source, actually a few sources have stated that they have an AC problem. Now, what does that mean? The AC problem is when they tell you, hey, the government knocks on your door and they say, hey, can you not use your AC this summer? Okay, if you don't use your AC this summer, we're gonna give you 1,000 yen. 1,000 yen is $10. Roughly, give or take. It's $10. Can you imagine that? They're telling people, don't use the AC, bro. Don't use the AC. We're going to give you $10 at the end of the summer for your trouble. Ain't that a great thing? And they're culturally, they're putting pressure on people. Hey, don't use the AC, man. It's kind of like how here people were pressuring other people to wear masks and to social distance and to, not go to the grocery store, not go outside, basically, and to get waxed, that kind of pressure, that kind of social pressure. So that's happening. A lot of people were not, and wearing masks, by the way, still wearing masks. That is so common. That is a very common thing. You will see masks everywhere. Now, I'm not saying be worried, be scared. They're all, no. I'm saying that's just the culture. You just have to accept that culture is kind of, more homogenous in that way, right? They're more of a, get along to go along culture. And so it is what it is, but you're going to see people suffering because there's no AC, they're wearing masks, kids are wearing masks, and they're exercising, they're running around and stuff, and they're passing out apparently. It's kind of bad. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this a 7.9, if not an 8, okay? 9 and 10 is like society falling apart. So I would say 7.9-ish, kind of goes down, fluctuates depending on what time of year it is. Summertime for them is now, apparently. I think they're like the opposite of us, like Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Like they have their summers. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's right. they have their summers towards the end of the year versus us when we have our summer like in the middle of the year. So there's that. It's getting bad. I don't know what to say about like if you trying to go to Japan, like go for it. I'm not gonna tell you not to do that, so I'm not gonna fearmonger you. I do know that when you do go there, be prepared for that. It is muggy, okay, muggier than Florida, okay. Florida weather, I've had Florida weather. It's muggy, but it doesn't slap you like a it doesn't slap you like a wet towel. Apparently, it's like heavy on you, like a towel over there. Well, that's crazy. Definitely gonna be winters only for me. I'm a winter man. I'll do winters. Thank you, thank you. And that's all I got for now. So if you want to do Japan, great. I'm not gonna dissuade you. I'm not gonna, persuade you. However you want to put it. I want you to have a good time, but just be aware. Okay, do your own research. I'll put the information about like how to do all that stuff. As far as like answers to your questions about getting in and everything, that's gonna be, and it's coming from a YouTuber who called the actual ministry, so you're gonna actually be able to hear the ministry side of things. So they're gonna be able to give you like they're giving the guy the actual answers themselves. So as of and it's current as of September 29th. So that's like 4 days ago. It's still active. And yeah, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know what you think. If you want to hear more like kind of newsy things like that, I will be able to. I'll definitely happily provide you with that. We'll see how it goes. Take it easy, guys. God bless and have a great day. Okay.